Lisa Parenteau, and I'd like to welcome you to Lifting Others as We Rise, the podcast where we dive into the world of real estate and the power of positive thinking. In each episode, we're going to bring you inspiring conversations with real estate professionals and other thought leaders who have really harnessed the power of lifting others up along their journeys. So let's get ready to elevate our mindset. Lifting Others as We Rise podcast, where inspiration is a catalyst for action. Let's go. Welcome to Lifting Others as We Rise. I'm Lisa Parenteau, your host, realtor, team leader, CRS, broker associate, luxury realtor with eXp Realty, but most importantly, proud grandma of now 3 little girls, which is such a thrill. Eloise Ann, who's 5.5, baby Hazel, who's just 10 months, and our brand new baby Navy Grace, who's just 2 months old. And I'm coming to you from beautiful Cape Cod here in Massachusetts. So in each episode, my mission is really uncover inspiration and pivotal moments that have really transformed the lives of my guests, all top producing realtors all across the country. And actually, I've interviewed a few people outside of the country. But I really believe that this also enhances all of us. And I've learned that when I listen to you, I learn about myself as well. So from these conversations, I hope that you will be truly energized. I cannot wait to see where we elevate today. And today, my guest is the incredible Brittany Racine, and I cannot wait to hear her story and things that have happened in her life. So I have, welcome, Brittany. So glad
Thank you for
we were
doing
finally able to pull together our crazy schedules.
it.
Brittany Racine is Michigan's leading luxury real estate expert, a television host, and a featured personality on The American Dream, Selling Michigan. Brittany's a devoted mother and a resilient entrepreneur, and she's overcome some personal and professional challenges, which we may talk about a little bit, including divorce and business setbacks, in order to build the thriving career that she has today. Her success has earned her national recognition from Times Square billboards, wow, to top magazine features. Brittany's strength, authenticity, and expertise continue to distinguish her as a standout leader in the industry. And again, welcome, Brittany. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So let's just, I kind of wanted to start with a little bit. I know that you have been in real estate for a while. I'm going to presume this is not your first career. Am I correct?
Correct. Yep. This is my 12th year in real estate.
And where did you start out?
So after college, I had a degree in marketing and I was kind of just doing some I don't want to say I guess customer service, some marketing for smaller businesses, just because the economy was so terrible when I graduated from college. And then I ended up getting my personal training license.
Okay.
So kind of shifted into that, thought that was going to be something fun to do kind of on the side. And then I ended up with my real estate license, and because my mom's been in real estate since 2006, and she was like, I really could use an assistant. And I was pregnant at the time. So she was like, I think it will be more flexible hours for you while you have the baby, and kind of go from there. So I got licensed in 2012 and really just stuck with real estate ever since.
Yeah, I always love when people say it's so flexible. You can just work
Flexible,
whenever
right?
you want.
As long as you drop everything every time
If
your phone
you
rings.
only knew the hours
Mhm.
that we put in. And it's difficult in a lot of settings to have people understand that, especially if it's a very large deal and a high D client, you do not have kind of 9 to 5 hours. Otherwise, you will not be holding that high D client for very long.
Oh,
In a luxury transaction, right? Which I think both of us experience quite a bit.
yeah.
So you kind of were doing a number of things, but as your bio says, being a resilient entrepreneur, it sounds like you were kind of an entrepreneur right from when you got out of school because you were doing marketing for companies. And I know as a personal trainer, that those skills, well, tell me, how have some of those skills from learning personal training, working with others in that setting, were there some skills that have translated to your success today?
Yeah, I mean, those were kind of side jobs to what I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do full time. But then obviously when I got licensed in real estate, like that took over. I was still doing personal training a little bit on the side, but when I got pregnant with my second son, I was so sick I couldn't work out.
Mm.
So then I really just stuck to real estate. But yeah, I think a lot of like what I've learned from other experiences before real estate is just listening to people and what they need and what their goals are. Because I think a lot of times real estate is actually similar to personal training because I can't give the same diet plan and the same workout plan to every single client and expect them to all get results that they want. Like some people might want to lose weight, some might want to, build muscle, some might want to, or some might have different health conditions that you have to work with. It's the same with the listing. They might have different goals, they might have different timelines, they might have different issues, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to really listen to the client and figure out what's going to work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I was also thinking about discipline,
Mhm.
consistency, things that, not all of us are A plus plus on, certainly consistency. Many of us, myself included, have shiny object syndrome. And so
Yes.
anything that looks fabulous and shiny and looks like it's going to be something I can pay for and not do myself, right? That seems to be something, so the consistency of working with one platform, whatever that one certain kind of campaign, whatever that looks like within our wheelhouse, oftentimes the consistency and sticking with something for 6 to 24 months, which oftentimes it would take that long to really see a benefit, is not something that we're that great at. So I would imagine that discipline and consistency you probably learned when you were doing that.
Yeah, and just self-discipline or self-discipline we discussed, but I mean, you have to be self-motivated also.
Mhm.
You gotta push yourself even on the days when you don't feel like doing it to do extra. Even on, like, some days where you might not have a listing appointment or a showing, like, you still have to get up and do the work if you wanna continue to build and market and grow behind the scenes as well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and that brings me to one of my questions. Is there a daily practice, a mantra, certain like, do you have something that you do every day that kind of anchors you and all the time, but especially when life gets chaotic?
Yeah, I actually work out every single morning at 8:30. Well, today I did 7:15, but, like, in between 7 and 8:30 every single day, I go to Pure Barre. It's, like, a half mile down the street, and that's, like, my 1 hour of, like I get to be creative, I get to focus. 'Cause, like, it's a class, so the teacher's telling me what to do the whole time, and I half the time I don't even know, like, I'm like, "Did I do what she's telling me to do?" Because 'Cause I'm so zoned out, but it's, like, my 1 hour of no interruption, like, I don't have my phone, I don't have, like, an Apple Watch, I'm not getting interrupted by kids, I'm not talking to other people because a lot of times I go there and it's, like, social hour, but then once the class starts, it's, like, you just zone in, and so that's really my hour to think, honestly, and it's like, sometimes I come up with my most creative ideas during that hour because I'm not distracted. Even though I'm physically in pain and dying, that's where I get, like, my most creative ideas a lot of times, and I think that does really ground me because I am just, like, completely disconnected from everything for just 1 hour.
Yeah, I love that. I think that we don't still understand the impact of this thing all the
Yeah,
time.
oh,
And
just
this thing, right? I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
um,
and that's my hour, and again, it's not anything crazy, it's just, like, that's what I do, and that works for me, and some days when I get super bogged down and stuff, I will take, like, a 15-minute walk with my dogs, and I'll leave my phone at home. I'm like, "I'm leaving my phone here, I just wanna go be in the world," like, I'm seeing it's almost like mindfulness things, like, I'm walking the dogs, I'm talking to them out loud, my neighbors probably think I'm crazy, but I'll run through ideas, like, while I'm walking, but I'm also, like, paying attention to, like, what's going on around me, and I think that kinda, like, just helps ground me when my head is, like, spinning into outer space with 100 things going on.
yeah, I just love what you just said about mindfulness because I think, for me, I've been on a journey of yoga and meditation and mindfulness for a very long time, but it's become a
Mhm,
bigger part of my life now. And overall, what continues to be the most prevalent is tools to keep us in the present moment. Right?
mhm.
Like, especially in real estate, if we don't think down the road, I mean, we're the ones that are trying to completely cover everything down the road until the keys are transferred and, we give them
Yeah.
the kids and whatever. But there's a lot to do. So we do have to be in the future. And yet it's so easy to miss what's happening right now, And a mindfulness practice, I used to meditate in silence for a very long time, and then I did this a mindfulness certification, and you specifically have to think about all of the noises and the
Mhm.
bubbling in your belly and like all of those things, like
Yeah,
you
what
don't
are you
keep
smelling? What are you
dismissing them.
seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tell my kids too, I'm like, "Okay, well, let's go look for butterflies," because I feel like that helps me, like, look around instead of just, like, looking at the sidewalk and thinking about, "Oh, I gotta text that person, I gotta email that person," like, I'm paying attention to just, like, life for a minute, which is great, and again, like, I love the mindfulness stuff, I love the manifesting and the meditating. I need to be more on point with my meditations more so lately, but it's so hard in the summer because I feel like the kids are home and then, like, half the time, like, somebody slept over or the schedule is weird, so it's, like, it's harder for me to do that then, but I'm definitely hoping as soon as, like, school gets started again, like, getting into that at least, like, 2, 3 times a week, sit down, do, like, some journaling and just, like, focus, manifesting and stuff. But I do a lot of audiobooks and podcasts that
Nice.
are focused around that, so even when I'm not meditating and I'm driving really far to a listing appointment or something, I'm still focusing on, yeah, like goals, manifesting, mindset, all that stuff.
So speaking of that then, is there someone, or two, are there mentors that you love to follow, via podcast or audiobook? Is there specific people that you really gain some wisdom and direction from?
Yeah, so I read Jen Gottlieb's book Be Seen, and that was really good on branding, but it did have some manifesting in too. Her podcast is great. It's called The Jen Gottlieb Show. I love her. She's actually been a coach of mine for the past year, and
Nice.
she's awesome. So she's just like super motivating and she's great with manifesting mindset, but also just like personal branding and just getting outside your comfort zone, which I think now I'm so used to living outside of I don't even want to be comfortable. It's weird. But yeah, so I loved her. And then obviously Gabby Bernstein, I'm sure you know her.
Of
I
course. Yeah.
love her. Books are great. I know she has a YouTube channel also with guided meditation. So that one was really good. And then I really liked the book Into the Magic Shop, which is all about it's a neurosurgeon that wrote the book, but he talks about how he learned to manifest as a kid, but he didn't really know that that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then he talks about how like our emotions and our heart like send signals to our brain since he's a neurosurgeon and like how sometimes we react not even really how the way we feel, but we're respond like the disconnect between the heart and the brain and how to, I guess, and really manifest based on your brain, not how you're feeling from whatever happened that day. Do you know what I'm saying? It's super interesting.
Yeah. And I think the experience of always knowing that feelings are not facts,
Yes.
feelings will
Yeah,
move through, right? Like that when we're in the middle of it, like that's it, we're never going to feel any different. And
end of
it's,
the world. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds really interesting from a scientific standpoint, right? Because there's so much science that
Mhm.
really is around mindfulness and meditation and these practices and what they'll do to our nervous system. And once it does that to our nervous system, it's like a ripple effect, right? I mean, your children will notice it, your clients will notice it. Like we just are
Your
better
energy fell
stewards.
off, yeah. Yeah, so that one was really good, and I'm, like, not a science person, so I was like, "I hope I can understand what he's saying," but he tells it in, like, a story, so it's actually really interesting, and it's easy to follow if you're not, like, from a medical background.
Well, I think there's a lot of hopefulness in the idea of neuroplasticity, right? That we can continue to impact all of this.
Mhm.
Right? Yes, we have lost a lot of that connection between mind, body, spirit, but we can reconnect all of those things through intention
Yeah,
and motivation and different practices. So yeah, that's really great. That's
you should
really
read that one,
inspiring.
it's really good.
What is it?
I said you should read that one, it's really good. It's called Into the Magic Shop. I did the audiobook, and the author reads it, it's really good.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I wrote it down for sure. And Gabby has a great app. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but
yeah, I did I had the app, yeah, or I think
yeah,
I have
yeah, the app is really great because you can pull one of those cards every day and
yeah.
there's a
The
lot of
little
different.
5-minute meditations are good because 'cause I'm like I mean, I have 2 boys at home, and I'm, like, ADHD with 2 dogs running all over the place, and I'm like, "I only got 5 minutes. I can't sit down and do,
But
30 minutes of silence."
that's all. And right now at this season of your life, that's enough. One of the
Yeah,
things
that's
that I
what I am.
get so, that's so discouraging for me when I hear others talk about meditation is they feel number one, they're not doing it right. And there's
Yeah.
no wrong way to meditate, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And then also I have no time. I have no time because there's this old saying that if you don't have 5 minutes to meditate, meditate for 1 hour. Meaning, you need to reprioritize what's going on,
Yeah,
but 5 minutes can radically transform your life on a regular practice. I found myself, if I don't do it first thing,
then you won't, the day
Does
gets ahead
not
of
get
you.
done. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how I am with the workout. If I don't work out in the morning, like, I'm not gonna go in the afternoon, so I do it then. But then I like to come home and then, like, after I just had that hour of time to myself, then
mhm.
do the meditation right away. But again, it hasn't like, my schedule's just been whack lately. It's summer is
With the
like
kids, yeah, the cadence of the regular life has
yeah,
been, yeah.
yeah.
How old are your kids?
11 and 9.
Okay, so that is busy, busy.
Yeah, busy. I mean, they're, like, easy enough for right now. I'm like, "Hey, just stay over there for a minute, I'll tell you when I come out." So that makes it easier, but I mean, yeah, they're just like friends are always in and out and running all over the place, and then, like, sports and camps and, there's just so much going on, and you try to cram it all in because again, like, Michigan summers are so short, like, that's the only time of the year it's really nice, so you wanna be outside and you wanna do it all, but it's like, yeah, I'm just hanging on until
Yeah, yeah,
September, and
and then
that'll
you
be
wanna be with them,
yeah,
I'm sure
I don't wanna
everyone
be
tells
like
you, and I will as well,
right, I
this
don't wanna
too
go to
shall pass, yeah.
I can't go to the pool yet, I have to do, like, this, it's like, okay, whatever, it's just gonna be a chaos for a minute, and then we'll get back.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, you wanna spend the time with them, and they wanna spend the time with you because there will come a time when they don't.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
sad, I'm so
yeah.
cool right now, so
That's awesome, and it
yeah.
sounds like, your house is somewhere that they love to come, and so that's also a big deal,
Yeah,
that
and we have,
you've
like,
got
so
friends
many
coming
stuff,
over.
so yeah, they're, like, always running in and out.
Yeah, no, wonderful. So, who has served as one of your really inspiring mentors? Can be like a real person or can be someone that you do not know, but is there someone or two that you really consider a mentor kind of in life, not necessarily in real estate, but it could be?
Yeah, yeah, I would say probably Jen Gottlieb, obviously, I've been following her for about a year and a half. I just learned so much about her or from her about business in general, and the fact that I wanted a coach that wasn't a real estate coach too.
Mhm, mhm.
'Cause I feel like a lot of times you go to these real estate conferences and, like, everybody's doing the same things, and it's like you finally get a good idea, and then everybody starts it, so it was such a short trend that it actually worked, you know what I'm saying? So, I wanted a coach that was not in the same industry as me, and I wanted to be around other people that were entrepreneurs that were not necessarily real estate agents, just to get different ideas, and I think putting myself in a space that is unfamiliar was a really good way for me to use my creativity to help them, but also kinda collab with people who have different ideas
Mm,
or and get a perspective from someone that's not a real estate agent. Like, you and I see real estate stuff all the time. We could think something is super lame and boring and cringy, like, I do these videos that I think are super cringy and boring, but then other people are like, "Oh, I love when you do those." So it's like, it's nice to just get a perspective from somebody that's not in the same industry.
absolutely.
But I think Jen just does a really good job networking. I mean, I'd say I'm really good at networking because 'cause I'm super friendly, but she helps you figure out where you should network and how you can help other people, and helping other people is really helping you, and you don't even mean for it to, do you know what I'm saying? So, she just has, like, a really creative way to brand, and I think that's really helped me get out of my comfort zone and grow my business in the past, like, year and a half for sure. Like, it's been she has a lot of good stuff. Her podcast is great, her book is great. Yeah.
We'll definitely take a look at it. I'll try to put it in the show notes if you'd like. We can definitely do that. So maybe this will be connected to it, but can you think about a lesson that you've learned kind of the hard way over this time? We talked about some challenges that happened
Mhm.
that now allow you to lead or love in your life in kind of a new way and renewed way.
Yeah, I mean, I think with my divorce that was 6 years ago, I also was handed I don't even know how what a word to say it, but he basically dumped a business on me also at the time, and I had no idea how to run it. It was failing when it was handed to me. There was no way to pick it up. Like, all the employees were, like, on drugs, we got robbed at gunpoint, like, all this is going on while I'm getting divorced, like, while I'm still paying for 100% of the kids, 100% of my house, like, I'm trying to do real estate, but I'm, like, sucked into this business, and it was a franchise, so you
Mm.
have, corporate fining me, like, every single day for, like, not following these rules or having certifications, but, like, it wasn't my business, I was just also on the LLC because we were married, and I think through that, I really learned that nobody really cares about helping you or getting you where you want in life. You're not gonna get a handout. No matter if you think it's just or you think it's fair or you think you deserve it, you can't rely on somebody else to care about building a life for you. You have to build it yourself and you have to rely on yourself for it. And I think that failure was so miserable. And so like I was rock bottom was like negative $250,000 in that restaurant. Okay. Like
Mm-mm.
it wasn't just like, oh, I barely like it was bad. And even my attorney at the time, who was like, I'm paying to defend me, I'm paying to get me out of this situation, I'm paying to care, was getting debarred for sexually assaulting his clients and like didn't tell me that. So it was like a total tornado of
Lifetime movie, girlfriend.
oh yeah, and it was like all going on at the same time. And I'm like, I'm not trying to screw anybody over. I don't understand why nobody will even like help really. So that was like very eye-opening for me to just really figure out that I need to make my own life and I need to rely on myself because I cannot rely on somebody else to take care of me or care about what happens. So if I fail, I'm only failing me. Like I have to build it myself. And that was really eye-opening for me through that. But I also am grateful for that because I feel like, yeah, that was so hard, but I just feel like my life just started after all that happened because I figured out my own power and I figured out how to learn from this and what I wanted and how to push myself to do things that I would have never done if I didn't do it, if I didn't fail like that. Because now everybody's like, well, what if it doesn't work? Aren't you scared? And I'm like, I can't think of anything that could fail harder than I already have. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why wouldn't I try?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
the
So
whole
yeah,
judgment thing is like, I just don't even care about that. I don't even think about that anymore because it's like when you've already been hurt by everything, like that just doesn't really hurt that bad anymore after you get over it. You know what I mean?
yeah, just kind of redefined failure for you. And so now failure, as we often hear from some of the greatest thinkers, failure is just another rung on the ladder, another step on the path.
You learn something from
It's
it.
not the
Like
end. Yeah.
yep, and I do think that going forward, like, from that situation, like, everything I'm doing now is so authentic to who I am. The people that I'm
Mm,
helping is because I want to help them or I want to network with them, build a relationship with them, collab with them. It's because I want to. I'm not looking to get something out of it. I'm not looking at it in the way that I feel like I used to because now I know that everything is on me and they don't have to care if they don't I'm not looking for something. I'm not looking for help. But I think that's really sat well with a lot of clients I've had and, other businesses that I've worked with just because I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not.
yeah. You were forced with that clean slate to
Mhm.
really figure out exactly who you were and what you wanted and what you needed to move forward. And that gave you an authenticity that
Yeah.
people can really see and that really shines through. Yeah, well, I'm so
Mhm.
glad you were able to pull that out of,
Yeah.
and I think that we often hear that's like the typical, not typical, but that is what is called a hero's journey, right? Something that comes from real,
Struggle and pain, yeah.
yeah, total struggle, oftentimes complete destruction, but that there is something about the human spirit that is able to continue to work through, transcend, be the phoenix that's rising out of the ashes. And it sounds, in fact, like that's what you what
Right.
you did, so well
Yeah,
done.
I had to decide to do it. It's like I can either sit here and let that define my life and think about it every single day and what I would have done differently and, just live at rock bottom, but I was like, "I never wanna be down here again."
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that, and then you're still pulling that together and you were trying to be a great mom,
Mhm.
and I'm sure you were trying to be a great daughter and all of those other pieces and roles that we play on the community, as well as, of course, being a great realtor, in order to have the career that you've had, you obviously are serving your clients at a very deep level. So it has helped you serve with more love and attention, it sounds like, which is really amazing. And I really honor what you have done in that way for sure. So we kind of have talked about a number of things that I usually love to kind of touch base on, and that, challenges and things that led to your resilience. And you've just demonstrated that so beautifully. Let me ask you a question that I often ask towards the end of a podcast. And that is, what is the most uplifting, inspiring compliment that you've ever received? And why did it impact you so deeply?
I think lately I've actually heard this from a few people, and they've told me that I motivate them. Like, they're like, "You inspired me, you motivated me to, like, do the thing they wanted to do." Like, I just started a podcast and launched it in the beginning of June, and I had no idea what I was doing, and Since then, I guess there's been several people who have been like, "You motivated me to start my own," or "You motivated me to work out or take care of myself," or you know what I'm saying? Just like through my story, but also watching me start a podcast from nothing and have no idea what I'm doing and just not care about making it perfect. They've said that I've inspired them and I've motivated them to do whatever it was that they've been wanting to do and wanting to start, but just didn't start.
Yeah, and how does that impact you? How does that make you feel?
I mean, I love that I've given them that, but it's weird because that wasn't the reason that I did it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't do it thinking, "Oh, I really want people to come up and tell me that I inspired them and motivated them," and but I love that they see that through what I'm doing because I'm having fun with it and I'm very open about like, I start this podcast, I did it completely backwards, I had no idea what I was doing, and I just was like, "I don't want it to be perfect, I want it to be real life," and I love that they are receiving it the way that I'm putting it out there, if that makes sense. Like, they're receiving my authentic self in this process, and that is inspiring and motivating to them. Like, I love that that's the result of me just being honest and real.
Yeah, and I think that once we get to that point in our lives, whenever that is, that we know we're enough and we like ourselves and we
Mhm,
like what we represent and we feel like we're offering something and that we're serving in some way, those people that see that and that appreciate that, they will see it and they will
mhm.
appreciate it. And we stop worrying about all of the other people that don't see us or don't see us the way that we want to be seen. And that's when I think we really feel like we're standing on our purpose. And there's nothing like that feeling.
Yeah, and it's cool 'cause I haven't even been paying attention to it, you know, I'm focused on figuring out what I'm doing and working, and I'm doing all these other things, it's like I don't even notice, I guess, the wave that it's, like, making to a lot of the people who are,
Mhm.
inspired by it, I guess, which is really cool 'cause it's, like, validating, and it just makes me be like, "Okay, this is what I was supposed to do, like, I did make the right decision by doing this," or, you know, like, where I'm at is where I'm exactly supposed to be.
And as you said, there's not even a sense of discomfort anymore because you're just trying things, like
Mhm.
that fear of failure is not holding you back from trying things. And I think the best podcasts are ones that are just really natural and that really to me, having like I didn't think we were going to be talking about mindfulness and meditation and the things
Yeah,
that we are talking about, right? Like having
real
real
conversation.
conversations, yeah, and just like letting them evolve and really touching each other's hearts, complete strangers,
Mhm.
is the
Yeah,
magic for me anyway. For my podcast has been the magic of doing it and just
connecting with people.
yeah, it's been really a blessing for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
'Cause at first, there people were like, "You should go on podcast and tell your story." 'Cause I have this crazy story that I just summarized in 5 seconds. But, then it was people were like, "Why don't you have your own? Like, you have so many other things that you are," you know? And I'm like, "I don't know, that just sounds like a lot of work. I don't know what to do with it." But it's been so much fun. Like, I've had so much fun with my clients, and I've mine's on everything. Mine's not a real estate podcast, it's just like a life podcast. So I have like a little bit of everything on there. And it's just fun to learn about other people that have completely different backgrounds than me or have struggled with things that I don't even think about because like that was never in my life. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
I saw
cool.
you just had a recent episode on IVF, and I
Yeah.
think it's one of those issues that not to go down and take a super left turn here, but people don't talk about it that much, right? There's so
Well,
much
so many people that are struggling with it.
anxiety and shame and confusion and depression and like
100%.
none of it's no one's giving anybody a parade, but they should be because it is so difficult.
I
And
didn't have any I had no infertility issues, but I just know that so many women and couples are dealing with that, so that's what I had my friend on to kinda just, like, help those people be seen and help them, like, feel represented. So I feel like that's kind of, like, what a lot of mine are. Some of them are business related, and then the other ones are just someone telling their story and hopefully, you know, connecting or resonating with listeners.
yeah, yeah, no, I think that's really great. And then there's also those are all different niches that you
Mhm.
can allow that ripple to occur. That podcast can show up now in communities that are dealing with that versus just realtors.
Yep.
So congratulations with that and all the very best. Love to come
Thank
on
you.
sometime and talk about something.
Yeah.
Happy to return the favor for sure. But thank you so much, Brittany. This has been a real pleasure. I'm so glad that we got to connect and especially glad that we got to really talk a little bit more about the challenges that you went through and how you were able to really, as we were kind of the image of that phoenix rising from the ashes, which is very,
Yeah,
very true. And you are a beautiful phoenix. I look forward to
thank you.
continuing to watch your career and have a wonderful rest of your summer with the boys. And I'm
Yeah,
looking forward
thank
to
you.
maybe sometime that our paths will cross.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us on another amazing episode of Lifting Others as We Rise. I hope you make sure to follow through on today's Catalyst for Change. If you enjoyed today's insights, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. You know your feedback really does matter. Stay connected for more uplifting conversations because remember, when we lift others up, we all rise together. So until the next episode, keep the positivity flowing and keep lifting up others around you. This is Lisa Parenteau signing off from Lifting Others as We Rise. Take good care.